Oh, oh, I think I just did it by accident. Okay.
Oh, are we live?
3, 2, 1, we're live.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. Welcome once again to the COGG monthly Let's Play. I am your host, Caleb Eno, and this is my blast from the past compatriot. Oh, you're over here, Scott. Introduce
Yep.
yourself.
Hi. Over here. Hi. Now, there we go. Hi, I'm Scott. It's nice to be back. I haven't done one of these with you in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while. Good times. Well, really excited to be playing games today and getting to talk about them. So not the last. Let's start with basics. So the whole point of what we're trying to accomplish here. So we are the Central Ohio Game Developers Group. We are a organization located in Central Ohio that's all about creating a network and community of people who enjoy making and playing games to come together and learn more about the craft, about what it means to make games. As a part of that, we host these Let's Plays where our focus is going to be on a particular game or genre or some other categorization of video games, because video games are hard to categorize. But where we're going to hone in and focus on a particular game, and we're going to look at its features, its aesthetics, its mechanics, how all of the pieces merge together to create the whole that is the game. So we're doing a Let's Play with an eye towards how we build games and how we think about how we build games. So yeah, really excited today. We are going to be playing, this is a game chosen by someone in our community, Vampire Survivors, which has been a very big game. Though it was not released recently. It actually is one of those ones that had a slow burn life, and then somebody caught on, and then kaboom, and it blew up, which that's always a cool story.
I think it's also kind of fun. This is a really cool game to choose because you were talking about how it's difficult to categorize a game. This is a game that got so popular, it created its own genre
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I did a little bit of research. I will admit, I haven't actually played it yet. I was hoping to get a chance to yesterday. Didn't happen. So
this'll be a treat.
we are going to see Caleb coming at this game fresh. Scott, I know you have played it and have enjoyed it. And yeah, so I'm going to be coming at it a little fresh. So, but it'll be, I have done a little bit of research on it. And the people are not 100% unified on the quote-unquote name for the genre. Some people like to create categories of games based around the like word, so like Souls-like or rogue-like. Even Metroidvania is kind of a like in name only. So obviously Survivors like is a term that some people have played around with. I actually prefer the term reverse bullet hell. That is one that I have personally think accurately captures a more of what the mechanical core is getting at. Now, I'll maybe my opinion will change as we get into it. But
I was just about to say, let's have you play it for a little bit and see if that changes.
yes, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So we're working definition. But there certainly in this game looks like there is at least some hell involved. So having hell in the title, maybe not so bad. But yes. Oh, okay, excellent. Sorry, I'm sitting here with like, Dracula staring me in the face while I'm talking to you all, which is kind of hilarious. It's very distracting, Dracula. So let's get to the details. If I do this, ta-da! There we go.
There he is.
Yeah, there's the guy. Old orange glowing eyes himself. There, I do have to give this like shout out.
Old
though.
orange eyes.
I didn't say old orange eyes. I just said.
I know, but I'm thinking like old blue eyes is like old orange eyes.
Oh. It's funny because I don't know what old blue eyes means for you, but it's for me. It actually refers to a very specific actor, um,
It-
whose name
to
I
me, it means, to
oh
me, it means Frank Sinatra.
oh interesting. So for me, it's this one guy. He's been around forever. He's been in a lot of random things, but he has these piercing blue eyes. And the movie that I was introduced to him was Angels in the Outfield, and he's the idiot pitcher. But I can't remember his name. I can never remember his name. But when I think of blue eyes, that's who pops into my head. Didn't know it was a Frank Sinatra thing there. Sorry, very distracted at this point.
Yes. Reverse. Get back
Reverse,
to it.
reverse bullet hell our way back to Vampire Survivors.
There we go. Nice.
So, we always like to talk about where a game comes from a little bit. This one is developed by Ponkel. Hopefully, I am pronouncing that correctly. And it was released in December of 21, so coming up on 2 years. And really, really interesting. I am always stunned to find games built on Phaser. Not because Phaser is a bad platform, it's just not one that you see very often. Now, I started out my professional career as a primarily front-end JavaScript developer, and then eventually moving to full-stack JavaScript. But I'm really familiar with JavaScript, right? Like JavaScript and I have a long history, and I like JavaScript and also hate it, as everybody who uses JavaScript understands. Yep. Like you understand. But also, wow, like the game engine built for JavaScript specifically for people who are familiar with it, designed specifically for HTML5, Canvas, and WebGL, and Phaser, I feel like, has had kind of a rocky history and kind of going in and out of style, but it seems like they've found something that's a little bit more stable. Inherently, JavaScript-based frameworks are very volatile, right? Because they're so intrinsically tied to the development of the web platform. So, like, the W3C and all of those other organizations are constantly sort of churning how it works, and all of the stuff is always developing all of the time. So it's just a lot more volatile. So creating something that stably works in JavaScript land, even for web applications, is hard sometimes.
Yeah.
I was part of a many years, or maybe 2 years, process converting a enterprise web application from AngularJS to, at the time, Angular 2, right?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it was that was a big ordeal. So, like, for game platforms, it's really nice to see that the Phaser people have stuck to it. They've kept updating it. They've kept maintaining the engine, and you can make games on it. Clearly, successful games on it, which is really cool. So yeah, if you are, it's free. If you, as many JavaScript libraries are, if you are looking at a purely web-based game, or if you're just wanting to try it out, find a game jam, download it, give it a shot. If you know JavaScript, or if you don't, maybe it's a way to learn. But yeah, Phaser, go check it out. It's kind of neat.
Now, I will say that I don't think the final product is a Phaser product. I do believe he has a team, since the game has exploded, or in the early days of when it was exploding. I do believe it's been ported to more of a C-type library, or C-type engine. I don't know what that is, but he has a team that works with him to do so. This game was a brainchild of one person. He's an Italian guy, and he did it in his off time just to keep up his skills and wanted to do something fun. And he created his prototype using what his love and his understanding, which was primarily JavaScript.
Hey,
so
I just looked it up. So
nice.
Everything before version 1.6 was all Phaser. And then in version 1.4 and onwards, that's when it was ported over into Unity.
Is it Unity? Okay.
Yeah. Unity is what.
Unity for sure.
So any current platform versions are going to be in Unity. In a lot of ways that makes sense because, especially if you're using TypeScript, there's a lot of intentionality between being able to move from TypeScript and C# back and forth. So there's probably a lot of reuse of game code that you could get moving from one to the other.
Right.
I would guess that was probably largely done for compatibility reasons to get it on more platforms.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you. I think you're 100% right.
That's cool though. I mean, yeah.
Well, it's very cool because it's a good demonstration, especially with a lot of the jams that we do, right? It's
Yeah.
proof of concept can be built in a lot of different ways, right? And then you can always take those ideas and port them into something else. But the point is to build something and working, get a concept ready, and then have that in an environment that you know really well, so you can get that cranked out fast. And then if it turns into something, you can work on it in a bigger engine.
One of the classic questions, right, is what tool should I use to build a game? And I've always tried to answer this question. It depends on context, but usually the best tool is the one that you know.
Yeah. Yep.
If you're trying to make a game. If you're trying to learn something new, then you want to try out whatever it is that you're trying to learn, obviously. But right. if your goal is to just build the game, use the platform that is most naturally going to fit the skill sets that you already have.
Right. Yep.
That
is good indie invite.
Yes.
Invite. And so I like one thing that I like about Vampire Survivors is not only is it a new unique experience in a time where every game is just like every other game, right? I feel that this is a very good indie model. This developer approaches correctly. So there's a few things I love about what they did. One, the price point.
Oh, for sure. Easiest game that I've ever picked up for a Let's Play.
and this guy, he had a full-time job and he didn't care, right? So that's a different incentive. A lot of people who are in this for a full-time job, they have to charge $19.99, $25, $30, and that's totally understandable. So this is a different situation. But they also approached it with, okay, let's find something that is quick and easy to get into, right? Just a couple clicks or a couple button presses to get into, and you're playing. It's really easy to understand. You move, that's it. And then the other thing I love is that there are some DLCs, but he didn't DLC the heck out of this. And his development after he did full release, he supported the heck out of this game. I picked this game up pretty early, and he was doing updates with new weapons, new characters. I swear, every couple days, he would just crank them out. And he, from what I understand, they built this as a data first model, so they could, throw something into a database or into a JSON file or whatever, an XML file, and then have that control everything, and they'd be able to pass off developer to developer that way and get it cranked out quickly. And I remember it being a joyful experience that I would play this after work just to kind of like de-stress.
Sure.
And then I would be like, oh, wow, there's a new character today. That's awesome. Let's check it out. And he would do that. He did that for months. And
that's great.
It was fantastic to experience. And it was just, the support to the community was excellent. And I think that helped him, this team, I shouldn't say him, this team, it helped them grow and it become as huge as it is.
Yeah.
Plus, it's a cool genre and all on its own.
Sure. Yeah, innovative things. The data thing is a really interesting conversation too, because like I am the kind of developer where I will get stuck on building tools to make my content, and then I will never make my content. That's my classic dilemma, is I will get stuck on making the tool and then never actually making the content. But there's sort of a trade-off, right? Of like early on, be careful about getting sucked into building tools. Because one thing is that you just don't know what works yet, and you don't there's
Yeah.
too, if you get locked into too much of a pipeline, then it doesn't, it's going to be really hard to change when you need to change because it's a prototype. But then once you get into a place where you feel like you've built a couple things roughly, you've play tested it, and then you can come at it from a different perspective, then you can build it from that architectural perspective so that you can scale up quickly into content. And I'll bet building it in Phaser and then porting it over into Unity that was probably a huge way that really made sense to convert the one into the other. From like, I bet if you compared the code, it's probably a lot more messy in the Phaser world and a lot more organized in the Unity world for no other reason than that was a clean break and they knew exactly what they were building at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, good thoughts. Well, we should probably get into it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, let's get into it because each round is a half an hour.
Oh, is it?
You won't make it a full half hour, but yes.
All right. Well, I've got the screen up, and I'm assuming all I should do is just push start for starters.
Yes, you can. I mean, you don't have anything for power-ups. You don't have anything for collections. This is the first time you've ever run it, right?
No money. First time I've ever run it. I will say...
You can probably go to options to crank your music down if you want, or something like that.
Well, I will say I've actually played a couple of clones already, because one of our GDEX Game Jam submissions was a Vampire Survivors clone, Doors from Hell, I think, maybe.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
And then there was another game that was maybe one or two games at GDEX that were also in the similar genre space. So I actually have gotten to play a couple. So now I get to play technically not the original, because apparently there were other games that did a similar idea previous to this, as much as 6 years ago, when I did my research, but this was the one that kind of took off.
I'll have to look that up. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't remember what the game was, but there was an article I read that cited one at the latest 6 years ago or so.
I'm not surprised. One thing I've learned in life is that there's no original ideas.
Right,
They're
but
all a culmination of something else.
The way it remixed it in its own way is still its own unique expression of it, even if another game had the same core idea. But let's try it. I'm just going to go in. I'm going to be Antonio, who has a whip, because that's, that's classic, right?
The one to start with, yeah. I love how everything is just modeled off of Castlevania.
Oh, that's super, super, super small thing.
And also, I think everything here started off with just purchase assets. This guy just purchased a whole bunch of assets and used them.
Oh, nice.
He's not an artist himself, so he was like, why not? And
I want to point out something that just happened, which was hilarious, which was every single time you push to advance the menu, the accept sound gets slightly higher pitched. So it's like ding, 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 ding.
I never noticed that.
And so it musically progresses towards.
All right.
It is a little bit loud, isn't it? Maybe I should turn it down.
Hang on. I'm going to check my music. Yeah, it is quite loud.
All right. Here we go. I got this. Might be a little too quiet, but
I'll keep an eye out.
I levels up because I'm amazing. This game's so hard right now. Fires quickly in the face direction.
I don't want to see this for you, but one other thing I think they did really well is the pace of progression is so nice.
This is an interesting point. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, so I read reviews on some of the other clones that I was trying to decide which other clones to show, because we got a couple other ones that we could show after we play this a little bit, where pacing seems to be one of the core problems that other clones of this don't get correct. That's what I've heard over and over and over again, is that the initial pacing, especially the early part, the first 5 minutes or so, seems to be the hardest thing to get right.
I can see that. It would be, That would be something that has to come from playtesting and playtesting and playtesting.
Did I just get a chicken dinner?
Yes, you did. A classic Castlevania-style chicken dinner. And I see you chose the whip. Oh, wow, you got this one already. Wow.
What is that? What is that? High damage, high area scaling. Fires one more projectile. Oh, okay. I'm gonna go with something more classic. All right.
You get to choose your power-ups, and then you can choose to level up those power-ups. Or those weapons. Power up those weapons. I mean. So there's really two categories of choices that you have here, just kind of like
yeah, fill me in.
There are weapon choices that you can choose when you level up, and there's also buff choices, right? That either is like an offense or a defensive buff. The thing with Vampire Survivors is that you can choose up to 6 items and up to 6 buffs. You can adjust that in the options, but you can choose up to 6 of them. And you can see on the upper left-hand corner of your screen, you've got the whip and the knife right now.
Yeah, I see. You can get up to, looks like 8 on each of them.
No, you can get up to, you can get up to 6 of each.
That looks like 8 to me.
I see what you're saying. So you're looking at the little squares.
How many multiplications of bullets you can get on each of them? But you're talking about there's space for 6 unique items.
Yes.
But then I was talking about the upgrade stack.
Yes. And each weapon is a little bit different. You can upgrade them up to a certain point. Some of them are a little bit more, some of them are a little bit less. But this game has a secret combination of weapons and buffs to get a super weapon. And if you have that certain buff and that certain weapon, and you upgrade that weapon all the way, you get a super weapon with it. But you have to figure that out. You have to figure out what those combinations are.
Found a treasure.
I love this. This is so great.
This is a lot of fun. I mean,
isn't it easy?
I got another whip.
Yes, so it's a random upgrade, whatever comes out of that.
Sure, that's great. Come pick up some of these, man. That as someone who's like, gotta pick up all of the things. There's a little bit of anxiety here, I gotta admit.
Yes, there is. Yep. Especially at the beginning, it's very important for you to level up quickly at the beginning. So you're thinking, I have to grab all of these little gems. But, I mean, you can't. There's just too many of them.
Yeah, there's too many. Oh, that's a problem.
Those coins, that's your purchase for the roguelike element.
Yeah, meta progression. Meta progressions is... I feel like I don't see a lot of roguelike styles do meta progression amazingly. I really liked Rogue Legacy. I thought their meta progression was pretty good.
That's one I haven't played. I've heard from multiple people I need to check that out.
I really recommend it. I think Rogue Legacy is among my favorites.
This game definitely is a rogue light.
For
in the
sure.
fact that you do get pretty powerful after a while. So now you're getting skeletons in the gimmicks.
Yep.
So you've got a timer up at the top. The whole goal of this is to survive for 30 minutes. And this game has 30 minutes. Games like 20 Minutes Till Dawn, your goal is 20 minutes.
Of course.
Yep. And it, of course, will get harder and harder and crazier as you go.
Of course. Of course. I'm going to go back through here.
It's getting fun.
I'm trying
And
to.
for, I know a lot of people know about this game, but you should probably describe your control scheme that you're doing right now.
Yes, absolutely. The only thing that I am doing in this game. Yes, okay. Let me stop playing for a second. That was why I needed to play ahead of time so that I didn't get distracted by playing it. So mechanically speaking, all I'm doing is I got my 3 fingers on the WASD. No, the arrow keys. Maybe you could play it on the WASD, but arrow keys. So I'm just moving the character around, and all of the character's abilities, so the whip, the knife, the magic rod, and the axe throw, those are all being automatically controlled. They have their own internal timers. Man, this is probably why this has been cloned so many times. It's really easy to build. Like, as a programmer, you can just look at this and see all of the things that are happening. There's literally just little cooldowns. They're running out. The thing activates. You don't even have to worry about player input. It's a very simple structure. So the whole
JavaScript perspective, you can say, okay, set interval.
Yep. Yeah. Absolutely. And so the meat and the potatoes of the experience, where you have to tune this, is stats, is the timing of those things as a stat, is the pacing of the enemies showing up on the screen as a stat. Like, basically you just have a whole collection of stats. This is where being able to use a spreadsheet and being able to create your peaks and your troughs of like the player's experience would become really valuable. You could probably like even start collecting data like how many enemies per second or per minute is the player defeating, and you can actually probably watch what the player's experience looks like in data over time. Anyway, sorry, I'm nerding out a little bit, but that is totally the kind of thing.
That's really good. I would say even like if you could port that data to a database or a data file somehow.
Yes. Yep.
And have it read in a way that you can make those tweaks as you're playing. Right? Just have that spreadsheet on the side or something like that, and you don't have to reset it. It's just like, oh, there's too many bats on the screen. Let me crank that down a little bit. This whip is firing too fast. Let me crank that down a little bit, or something like that. Ooh, you gotta really try first.
Yeah, I saw that blue bat.
I love this trick.
It feels really good. There's a lot of juice going on in here because the game is so simple. Mechanically speaking, there's a lot of juice, right? So you've got the coins coming out of the thing. You've got some flashiness. You've got some sparkly things. Like that kind of juice, even with as simple as this game is, that still gives you that extra. I mean, if they were just gray boxes, it wouldn't feel anywhere near the same.
Right. So there's something funny about that. I just learned this not too long ago.
Tell me.
That Luca, the guy who built this game, his background is in casino type games, gambling games.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And it doesn't that it just like screens that.
Yes, it really does. You're right. You're absolutely right. I like the music track too. It feels appropriate.
It does, yes. After you play for a while, you'll realize that everything is also basically just an over-the-top joke, especially geared towards Castlevania on this game.
Yeah, and that's where I'm gonna have to admit that I have actually never played Castlevania, any of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so a lot of I did watch most, at least all of the first season of the show, the Netflix show.
See, I never watched the show, so I heard it's pretty good.
It was pretty good. I mean, it's Richard Armitage, and he's great. So, oh, this doesn't look good.
Uh-oh. You can see they got pretty creative on how they can have these monsters come at you. And you should have a boss. There he is. I think that's the boss right there. Oh, he's off the screen now.
Oh, can I not get through without defeating the boss?
The praying mantis. Yeah, well, no, actually I think it's time, but it's what it feels like. It feels like you have to take care of the boss in order to get through. But yeah, it's time. They're all gone.
Okay.
But I do like that this game has very frequent mini bosses. It just seems like it takes forever.
So, in your estimation, how am I doing for my first run there?
Actually, pretty good. You're doing pretty good because the first run is very difficult.
Coming back for it. Maybe.
It's gonna start getting pretty hard here soon. I mean, you did the level that I think everyone does the most. Ooh, you need a turkey dinner. Oh,
Ooh. Did I get 3 items?
you did.
Yeah, look at all that juice. Just juicy.
And
I
the
like
music
that.
goes-
Give me that. Yes.
Ooh, yeah, you need a turkey dinner pretty bad. Get those coins. It's a pretty simple level layout too. I mean, there's just random.
Oh,
bushes
shoot.
and
He
trees.
didn't die as fast as I thought he was going to. I'm assuming it doesn't go on infinitely.
Actually, it does.
Oh, does it?
In this map, it does. Well, let me rephrase that. I've never seen an end to it. I tried to find an end.
Chicken dinner.
Maybe. Nope.
Oh, we're in trouble now.
Yes, you are.
I haven't been clearing stuff out, so. Yeah, I think I'm roasted.
I think you are too. Unless you can find some health.
I feel like 7 minutes though for my first run. I feel like I did all right.
There's a moment where you get to werewolves and ghosts. The werewolves are very difficult. Where they have a very large number of hit points. That's when I always die.
So I haven't.
So long. Go
Huh?
ahead.
I
I've
this.
played so long that I do not die at this stage. Go ahead.
I have a question
Yes.
about this. So there's a lot of enemies on the screen,
Yes.
and that's notoriously a pretty big performance issue, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Normally be.
what magic are they doing? I almost wonder if they're like, if they have a manager and the manager is calculating all of the positions for everything rather than having them calculate their own positions.
Possibly. And what I will say is you ain't seen none yet.
No,
Okay.
I understand that. I understand it's going to get more crazy, but I'm just a little surprised at how they're able to pull it off without it being like so expensive from a performance
the one thing I will
perspective.
say is they do have. I've tested this. They do have some type of mechanism to destroy the object after it gets so far past the screen. So those enemies that are farther up north from you are no longer in existence. But those little gems that you have dropped, they persist.
Interesting.
Yep.
Think I can make it to 10?
Maybe.
Actually-
You won't make it much more than that because the way you're playing right now without picking up all the gems,
I know.
you're dooming yourself.
I've kind of just
You're just having fun.
I'm just having fun. I also really want to get into the meta progression because I'm curious to see what it does.
Yeah. How many coins you got? You got 760. 759. Oh, you see a green gem. Oh no.
Hey, I made it to 10 and I think I got some more treasure, so
If you did.
I can go peacefully, quietly until night this time.
Ooh. Got to upgrade to your wand.
Yeah. And I'm gonna die.
Oh my gosh, how are you still alive?
I have no answers for you, Scott. Oh yeah. Give me that raised inflicted damage.
Nope. Oh, there you go.
Yep.
Cool sticky blood.
I got a third of the way there.
You did. You did pretty good.
Oh yeah. Okay. Great question here. So in terms of movement, it's just movement up, down, left, right, and then when you get the level up screen, it gives you a random selection of 3 possibilities, and then you choose which one it is. So yeah, you actually do go through the choices, you find which one and you want, and then you hit enter. Those 2 combinations of things seem to be the core of what people are emulating. Well, in terms of like what the player actually gets to do in the game. They get to move around and they get to choose your upgrade categories. And then everything else is pretty much automatic. The enemies just spawn and come at you. You get pickups that can give you things, and your weapons are firing automatically. So that seems to be kind of the core of most of the game's experience. But yes, you actually do get to pick that. Sorry for not pointing that out earlier. That's great.
But the chests, after you beat a mini boss, those chests, that's completely random.
Yes, the chests are completely random. Yes.
But what they do is, typically if you have already chosen something, you have a weapon and or a buff, the chest will typically upgrade what you already have, not give you a random new thing unless you can't upgrade or you don't have anything.
That makes sense.
And it does, yeah, because there is once you get playing this game, and you can strategize some things. You can try to build those super weapons by getting the right combination of weapon and buff. If that randomizer gave you something that would ruin your chance to get that buff, that would be a negative thing towards gameplay.
Okay, so here's our store.
Yep.
Refund power-ups. Is that a total refund?
It is.
You can just
complete refund. Yep.
You can just respec at any time.
I haven't done it, but yes.
I love that.
It's very nice,
so much. I
wonder if it's a cost.
I don't know.
Like you lose 5% or something like that. I don't know.
It doesn't seem to say. Didn't seem to.
But yeah, that is a good choice.
It's a total. Okay, so this is a thing that I want to talk about, because this is actually a thing I really care about it.
I see someone in chat said you get it all back.
Games where you have to choose your stats, especially early on in the game, if you don't have a sense of what they actually mean yet, then your player basically doesn't have any agency in making the choices of those stats anyway. So it is always going to feel to the player like it's either meaningless or they don't have any control. So it always feels bad. Now, games solve this in different ways, right? Some games will have, like I was just playing PlanetSide 2, a cool old, it's like 10 years old now. It's like a big open world, massive MMO shooter where you're basically eternally trying to take over the same territory. Good fun. But when you reach level 15, it gives you a one-time option to refund all of the points that you have spent on your character so that you can reapply them. At that point, if you choose not to, you never get the option again, which is a really poor time to be told that when you are right in the middle of a game session with your friends. But I think but then if you refund it, then you can start over again. If you don't, then you just go on forever, and that's you're stuck with whatever you picked. That's one way to solve it. Another way to solve it is like what Larian did in Divinity Original Sin 2, where after you make it off of the first island, there's a mirror on the boat, and the mirror lets you completely respec your character from the ground up. In a game like DOS2, where there are so many builds, there are so many combinations and awesome synergy between all of the different things that you can do. Being able to experiment like that is so great. And the fact that they give that to you to be able to do that is fantastic. I'm really glad they do that. I think for that game that works really well. It kind of it pushes you into committing, right, for the first part of the game, and then after that, it's whatever. And then there's this, which is wholesale, refund your points anytime you want, no problem. There is a cost in Divinity Original Sin 2 because your character will maintain any of the magic that they have learned, but if you switch to a different magic stream, you're going to have to find a way to fund purchasing those spells. So there's a little bit of a cost, kind of an indirect cost. There's lots of different reasons that you might do one or the other, right? So you might force your player into committing because it's doing some longer term work to commit you to a specific path or pipeline. But I think it tends to be better for the player's experience to let them play around and reset it, especially if you've built this complex stat system, right? I think generally you're better off getting the player the ability to reconfigure things.
Right. Especially in a tree situation.
Like especially in tree situation.
Because this is just, they're individual, right?
Right.
Skill tree situation, yes. And player anxiety around that first time you see that screen,
yes.
when the game forces you to choose something.
Yes.
Right? And tutorial style, player anxiety is a very real thing.
And it's decision paralysis, right? Like in this game, the stakes are fairly low. Like
it is, yes.
You're still gonna get a little bit of that, but it's not like 3 choices is decent because it gives you some choice and it also doesn't. So you get there's not as much decision anxiety, but when you're given lots of choices, that can get really overwhelming very quickly for your players.
Yep. But you'll see there's no anxiety here.
There's no anxiety.
You played for
I don't know what to pick. I don't know what to pick. You 10 minutes.
You for 10 minutes you got $1,000, right? You have 1,000 coins to spend.
That's not too bad.
And you'll see, like that one that you had was 300.
Yeah.
It's pretty fair. It's not too bad to fill this up.
Max health. Oh, that's a lot more than I thought it was going to be. And speed. That's great.
You'll find that after you play for a while, this is my opinion, the max health doesn't really do anything for you.
Yeah, I wondered about that.
It's all about it's because I thought the same. That was probably one of my first choices too. That I want to there you go. I want to last longer, right? My health will help me do that. But really, it's all about your attack power and your attack speed.
Mm-hmm.
Your cooldown time, reducing your cooldown time. It's all about that.
I was almost actually tempted to get cooldown as my first one.
The coolest one is the duplicator. I think it says amount. That's the best one.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Right off the bat.
Yeah.
You get 2 of everything right off the bat.
Yep.
But you got to save up for that one.
Sure do.
Oh yeah, so it also helps you. Well, they're not achievements.
I see.
Yeah, they're actually unlocking different levels, different stages,
items,
different weapons, different
items.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty
and
cool.
Characters. The biggest one is characters because there are probably like 20 characters to choose from once you get everything unlocked.
Oh, interesting.
But you do also have to buy those too. Like if you look at the other ones, they cost coinage.
10, 100, 50. Okay. Well, let's just do it. Just something different.
There you go. Oh, can you not choose the library?
No, not yet discovered.
You have to get to the end of the forest first.
Gotcha.
The Mad Forest.
I just want to try it again.
Yep.
And then after this one, I'll we can even stop early at some point if we need to switch to just one of the clones.
Yep.
Because I think that would be fun to kind of like see a quick comparison.
Absolutely. Yeah. What this game has inspired everyone to do. Or do you want to?
Or we could try the multiplayer.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you want to try multiplayer because that'll really tax your skills in streaming.
It'll be fine. What's one more transposition or translation? There we go. What's one more translation between friends? All right. Well, that's cool.
Yeah, it is cool. The ideas that this team came up with for each of the weapons are so simple and also very satisfying. Like that thing just circles around you and has a constant target going around you. Actually, no, that's new. That's different. That's behaving differently. No, it's just moving back and forth around you. But it is going in a circle. It should be. I love the spinach for give you more strength.
Oh, I didn't actually see that it was spinach. I thought it was a leaf kind of looking thing.
It is, but he called it spinach. Ooh, got red gem. Can you pause your game for a second?
Yes.
Go. Oh wow, go to options. That's just normal options. Okay, got it. Yeah, so my pause screen is very different. I wonder if it's because I've been playing a little bit longer.
Oh, interesting.
There's a table of all of the upgrades that I have on my pause screen. That's weird. But maybe it's because you haven't done any super weapons yet. Whoa, that was close. You can see choosing the right weapon and the right cooldown is quite important.
Yes. Ooh, magic wand cooldown.
Yeah, get that one, yeah.
Maybe this will come up later, but I'm curious, do any of the enemy behaviors ever change? Or does it pretty much just
they don't.
Because I feel like there's a lot more you could do with that. Like that's a
Absolutely.
ripe area for some innovation.
Nope, they do not. It is basically walk towards player. Walk towards center of the screen, and that is it. I think, so that's not true. There are, so if you're familiar with Medusa heads in Castlevania,
Oh, sure.
they have this horrid wave type pattern. There are some enemies in the library, they are Medusa heads that do exactly that. There are some that will explode if they get to you, dealing extra damage. So they do have a little bit of variation. But 99% of the time, it is just slowly crawl towards the middle of the screen. concentration you got, Caleb.
Sorry.
It is a thing. You have to, even though you're just moving, that's all you're doing.
Yeah. There's a lot of
pressure.
There's a lot of decisions to be made, minute to minute,
Yep.
second to second.
Yep. Because there's a lot going on the screen. Until you get to a certain point where you're just stuck. You can't move. The one thing, not to spoil it for you, the one thing that I don't know if it's a good decision or not. So the point of the game is to get to the 30 minutes, survive 30 minutes.
Of course.
What do you think happens at the end of the 30 minutes?
I mean, one of two things happens. They either send infinite enemies that you can't kill and kill you to end the level, or the level just ends.
Yeah. So I when I first played, I was thinking at the end of that time would be a nice boss for you to try and get past. But you're correct. What happens is all enemies disappear and death comes for you, and death cannot be beaten. And he just whittles away your life. He's too fast for you to run away from. I was like, I would have thought you'd have like a big boss or something like that. Now there are some other levels that do have. Yeah, that was pretty quick.
Oh crap!
There are
I'm
some
about to
other
die.
levels that do have more things you have to do within that time limit, things you have to fetch, and also specific bosses that you have to find and beat. There's also some levels that have characters that you have to find in order to unlock.
Oh, I died.
They did. Ooh, oh no. They
There was a
did do
chicken
lot of
dinner over there too.
Ah, I see it.
All right. That was okay. All right. Now, do you want to try multiplayer?
I would love to. Yes.
Okay. So
What do you have to do?
I have-
Steam overlay for that?
I have no idea how the multiplayer works. Co-op.
I guess I have to get mine started.
No,
Oh,
you shouldn't.
no, I should not. Yeah,
No.
you're right.
So are you online?
Well, no, I'm not. I'm not.
Get
Hang on.
yourself online and I'll invite you
Yeah.
to play.
There you go. I'm online now.
Okay. Okay.
So, what's interesting is we won't be able to use any of my stats.
No,
in
it'll
any
all
of
be
my character.
because
It'll
it's
be
all
your-
local
okay.
co-op.
Yep.
Oh, shoot. Now it's my fault that okay, I need to fix that. All right.
Well,
Here we go. I saw you on here just a second ago. There you are. Okay. Confirm. You should have something on your end.
yep, I got it.
So
I'm
my
on the way.
understanding is that this is relatively new. The ability to
It
do
is.
this multiplayer.
This week, yes.
So this is like fresh. Okay. Are you in? Do you see something?
I am in. Yes, I think I'm moving your screen.
You are. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll leave you in control.
All right. I'll pick this person.
Okay.
Connect
have
more
to pick-
controllers for co-op. Oh, hold on a second.
Oh. Do you
Yeah.
have to have a controller?
I'm gonna put you on 2.
Okay.
On 2 or are you using keyboard?
I am not. I'm using a controller.
You're using a controller. Okay.
Yeah. It looks like you set me to blue.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, and
Okay. No, okay. It seemed.
you're also vibrating.
I guess that's correct. Sorry, I'm fiddling with a bunch of stuff. Okay.
That's okay. It's funny.
I don't know how we. Hold on a second. Stop clicking on things. Stop it.
I'm not.
Okay. Why does it keep going over? Is your controller?
Yeah, my controller I think is not calibrated well. Sorry.
If you try pressing and holding it down for like, I don't know, is that how it works? 10 seconds or something?
I'll try.
Not down like the direction down, but like the R3 press where you like press and hold it to reset the calibration. Maybe you have to push some other button to do that too.
Okay. I don't know.
I might have to make you use your keyboard.
Hang on. Yeah, that's fine. We can do that.
Also, turning it off and turning it back on again can sometimes reset the calibration.
I just started having problems with this thing like yesterday. I'm turning it off. I'll use my keyboard.
Okay.
Hold escape key.
Put you on keyboard. Okay. I'm going to hit confirm.
Okay.
Oh, no. No.
Huh. How do you do this?
Let's see. Back collection, no. Credits, no. Power up, no. Options. Permanent co-op outlines.
I have no idea what that
Assign
means.
controller to player 1. Yeah, no idea how to.
Connect more controllers for co-op. It
Oh,
says.
wait, there it is. Connect more controllers for co-op.
Should I turn my controller back on?
We can try it.
Okay.
Ooh, I wonder if that's what that option is. Connect, assign controller to player 1. Don't do that. Oh, okay. You're back on controller. I see. All right. Ah, there we go.
Ooh, nice. Okay. All right, so
Now
it's
you
not
should.
your turn yet.
Okay. No, wait.
So you choose first.
I did. Confirm.
Yeah, now I think it's me. No?
Does your controller work?
It should. But it's not.
It still says player 1. Your turn to select a player.
Yeah. And go ahead, confirm.
I hit
Start.
confirm. Oh, there we go.
Interesting. All right, I'll beat her. Now you choose Sage.
Hey!
That's great. So I'm very curious to know how this works. Are we doing a pool of experience points?
No, I think it's into maybe question mark.
So you're leveling. This is obviously you.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna raise. Okay.
Oh. Yeah. Well, it's cool UI in the upper right showing what we each have.
Okay. Okay. I see that.
Gimme. Aha. So we each have our own experience, and we have our own radius to pick up, and I'm stealing everything from you.
Oh, you sure are.
The greedy person I am. Why am I not leveling up? Oh, now it's me. Okay, all right. I'll do the Santa water. I love
Oh,
that.
does it just every other?
Maybe.
I think it must every other.
So I was very curious to know how that works because I first thought it was network co-op, but it is couch co-op. And I was wondering how it would work because the game pauses every time you level up. So it's like a round robin kind of thing, maybe. Are you gonna get this guy? Ooh, now it's your turn. Oh, and everyone was frozen for a second too. Ooh, nice.
How is this gonna work? Oh, it's
look at this,
random.
right?
It's random depending on which player gets it.
Oh, that's awful. And it is you.
It's
Nice.
me. It's me.
That makes sense. Because you have the whip. That makes sense. Oh, now I level up. Okay, I will choose the... I'll do the axe.
You alternate turns leveling up and cannot have duplicate items weapons.
Oh, really? So I can't also have a whip.
Yeah. But that makes sense because if it rolls a whip, who does it give it to?
Oh, interesting. I wonder what happens if I walk off screen. Like, I'm purposely walking away from you. Sorry.
Oh, we are landlocked. You cannot go faster than. You must gather your party before venturing forth. Oh yeah, I like this one.
Ah!
Your bad spot over. Oh shoot! It spawned right in my face.
Oh. Oh. Damn you.
Fascinating. Yeah, how do you take this game and make it co-op? That is... Huh.
I don't know if I like the every other character gets...
You need the chicken dinner more than I do.
Wand.
The reason why you would do it this way, my guess, is because if you had the ability for every single character to get their kind of regular levels up, then you would have to rebalance the entire game.
Yes, you would. You're absolutely right.
Because you're still fundamentally getting the same amount of things. Except maybe the start is easier because you have...
Every player get to level up.
do Friendship Amulet.
Nice.
Yeah, the one exception to that rule would be that the oh shoot, I'm in a bad spot.
Yes, you are.
Everybody gets their starting weapon, and so that is a slight advantage.
I guess it also makes sense for us to stick together too.
Probably. Because otherwise we're effectively splitting up the total power of our characters.
We are, you're right. I also see you don't have any reroll options. Did you have reroll options?
No,
for
no, I did not have reroll options.
Get all these gems. I'll take the experience. I think you need that a little bit more. We kind of need it together, but I took the last one. Let me freeze everybody. Everybody stop.
Very nice.
That would also make sense why they didn't do a network co-op for this.
Also because doing network co-op is inherently complicated regardless of what you do.
Yeah.
You always have to get player prediction in there, and it just is, it's a whole thing. It can be really cool and really fun, but it's a whole thing. And keep doing base damage. And hope we can survive a little bit longer.
I'm rich.
I'm glad we decided to do the multiplayer option. I think it was a good
I know,
choice.
this is kind of cool. Ooh. Oh, that hurt. One. I typically go for as many weapons as I can before buffs.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, now we're at the plant stage.
Where's the boss?
Yeah, it's one thing I don't think we talked about. It is not random, this game. There is a cycle that these, here, let me help you.
Who's gonna get it?
Oh yeah, I said you can have it, but no, it's random. It's you again.
I'll take it.
Yeah. I wonder if that really truly is random.
We have somebody who's
Or-
playing, on with 2 controllers just to try it out, which is amazing, by the way.
That is amazing, yeah. I'm glad you could see that, because after joining your game, I totally lost my screen for YouTube. I can't see it anymore. Come on.
What?
When was the last time I leveled up? Oh, you know what? You pick those up. Sorry, I hit my mic.
Pick what up?
They're going to me. You see that? Pick that one.
Oh,
Watch
it's
it.
because you're the one who's going to level up next.
Yeah.
That's
right.
very clever.
Yeah.
That's really... I love that. What a nice little detail.
So at the beginning, when I was thinking I was stealing from you, that was not the case.
It just goes to whoever's going to get the next level up.
Yep. Hi. Chicken dinner. Come on.
Oh, get out of there, Scott.
I was waiting a little too long.
We can go back up and try to get it. Oh, here's another one.
Yeah, let's try these.
There's chicken dinner.
Oh, I feel so much better. This is fun.
This. I like it doing the 2-player. It reminds me a bit of Gauntlet, actually.
A little bit, yeah. There's just no.
Oh, boy.
No.
You gotta get this guy.
Okay. Ooh. Okay. All right. There we go. X. Now it's your turn. Ah! Oh, you know what else? I'm curious to know how they split. Oh, good grab. I'm curious to know how they split the movement of characters.
I was
Movement
just
movement.
thinking about that. Like, what do they do with? It must just be a like either other, like either or.
Or closer. Whoever's no. They're walking right by me. Sorry, I'm not helping you at all.
You're just testing out the mechanics. I love it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a very appropriate thing for the COG Let's Play. All right, let's go down and then right and double back to try to pick up some of those gems.
All right. We're rich. We're rich. Ah!
We're rich.
There we go. That's another good choice. Got lots of green gems.
Ooh, very nice.
Oh, that was good.
Make our escape. Oh, that was a rough one. That was rough. Oh, let's get out of here.
Okay, yeah. Let's go. Ooh, all right. Okay, I'm not doing that selfishly. What is the level up? Do we just get more health?
Well, it's leveling up their weapons,
With what you already have.
presumably.
So, what would be? Why would I not choose that then?
If you saw one on there that you just really liked.
Yeah, but if I... Oh, it would be a new one. So I did kind of waste it then, because I chose a power-up of a weapon I already had, which took away any chance that you had for a power-up. I hate these big bats.
Whew, this is starting to get a little tight.
Yeah. Let's get these things up here.
I'm getting blocked.
Run! Run! Yeah, I think we're SOL. We have to go back down and get those.
Oh, we
no!
can't.
Oh no. Okay, yeah, no, I'm curious to know what happens here. Ooh. There's a nice big coffin for me.
I can't get further than I can't
wonder-
leave you behind.
I wonder if you can save me.
I might be able to. Oh, you're back.
Oh no, I just
You're
came
back.
I mean, not for long, but
Holy smokes.
let's get you some help.
That's nice. We can kind of last a little bit longer by longevity purposes.
Not much longer.
Oh!
Oh no!
Oh,
No!
bad.
Actually, these guys aren't hard to kill, but we have to break through.
Whip or armor? What do you think?
You're done for. I would just get the whip. Break up! Break up! Oh.
Together, with our powers combined.
Okay, we have to choose one direction and go back down.
To the left. To the left. Oh! There it was. All right.
That was great.
High five, sir.
Boom. All right, so I'm gonna exit out.
Right. Well, we might I don't know. I know you got to roll out here in about 15. Where? No, 30?
30 at the max, yeah.
Okay. How about let's just go back, transition us back here. I'm going to quit out, and just for fun, I'm going to pull up another one.
Yeah. Let's check what aspects of those.
Yeah. Do
whichever
you
one
want
we
me to
chose.
do you want me to try 20 Minutes Till Dawn or Crafty Survivors?
My personal opinion would be Crafty Survivors, but that's only because I have played 20 Minutes Till Dawn and I haven't played the other one.
Okay.
20 Minutes Till Dawn is a good game. The only gripe I have is that I don't like its color palette. It looks aesthetically, it looks really nice, but the enemies and also you have friends are the same color. So this is very much a bullet hell type game where you have to watch everything around you, and if everything is the same color, it's very difficult for me personally, very difficult to get around. And the only other thing in 20 Minutes Till Dawn is you have control over when you shoot and the direction where you shoot. It's very different. But it's a very good game.
Okay, this has an okay, so this has got
Yeah.
village upgrading. I'm just gonna go
So
to the
this has a-
first. I'm just gonna jump
This has
into
a
it
lot
right away.
more to the progression.
Yeah, this is more meta progression to it. All right. I'm gonna go in and let's just see what happens.
Yeah, let's just go. Yeah.
Uh-oh. I don't have a controller, so...
Oh, no.
Okay. Can I move? Oh, this is Wazin. Okay.
So it looks like you have control over the direction and where you shoot.
I do.
When? Yeah. I like that damage indicator. The whole screen kind of vignette.
All right. Let me just start off by saying, having to click to attack makes it immediately inferior to the Vampire Survivor experience. And like I mean, so basically, like what they're trying to do here, and this is my 30-second hot take, right? 30-second hot take is we're trying to give the same sort of in-field experience of Vampire Survivor, endless enemies coming at you and you have to repel them with your attacks. Forcing the player to have to do those attacks, I think, completely changes the game. And at least for 10 seconds in, does not work for me at all.
That's fascinating. I will tell you that I had a very similar feeling with 20 Minutes Till Dawn because it's the same way. In that game, you can get one of the buffs does an automatic fire, and then it feels very much like Vampire Survivors, and it's kind of fun to play. But yeah, it's not the same game, is it?
No. There's something about not having to... It's not about not having to think about attacking, because you really do have to think about attacking. You're thinking about what direction does this particular attack go in, how frequently is it happening, and you have to take that stuff into account as you're setting everything up. Which is why it's so much easier to go laterally than up and down when I'm using the whip, because whip doesn't attack up. This makes me have to think about direction also as a choice.
Yes.
And that almost feels... Not almost. That feels like too much. I don't know what I'm doing here.
You could swing that weapon in any direction, right?
Yeah. Yep. This is actually something that I bet you could do that make this like you were just saying, actually. If it was a timed event, but you just move the mouse to show where it would attack, but it's still timed. Like if I didn't actually have to manually push down the button to do the attack, I think it would feel quite a bit better.
I think that would be more difficult. I don't know. I think it would be frustrating if you get the timing off.
I mean, right now, all I'm doing is I'm just holding it down.
Back. Oh, okay, gotcha.
So effect
timing, but
because if I click, then I have to I am managing my min-max of how frequently it attacks. And it's always going to be slower if it depends on my timing of pushing the button. Because I will never be able to hit that border of when it's available exactly.
Yeah, so you might as well just hold it down.
Ooh, there is a wall.
Yeah, there's a wall in this one. Do you have a mini map?
Not that I can see.
What are those that you're picking up? I can't tell. They look like mushrooms or...
They look like blue... They're blue, yellow, blue gems, green gems, and yellow coins, it looks like. I don't actually know what the choose menu is. So far, it has not had any effect. Oh, shoot. Oh, no. I'm sorry, but that's not acceptable. So if you check...
What was that? I was reading our chat.
If you check... if you look down at the toolbar, what do you see next to each icon?
I see a letter of equivalent to use it.
Q, E, R, F, and C. Where are those on the keyboard?
That is outside of your WASD.
What are you using to move?
I would think you'd be using WASD, but how can you be... If you're moving to the right, you would never be able to hit F if you need to use that item on F.
You've middled it exactly, Scott.
Yeah.
No, that's not. I mean, I know it's designed probably much more with a controller in mind, but like, no, that you can't do that. Like that, you have functionally handicapped your player. Wow. Okay.
Actually, you still wouldn't. It would still be a problem with a controller too, because this game has aim and movement, right? So that's 2 thumbs on a stick. So I guess you could use it. You could use
it. My guess is that they're probably using the buttons for your abilities, and then your left stick is movement and your right stick is aim. So you couldn't aim and use an ability at the same time, but you could move and use an ability at the same time. So you could set up the aim, unless they put it.
Did the triggers and shoulders? You could do that.
Yeah, but there are 5 of them, so it's probably not that.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yep.
And it looks like maybe even an ultimate ability, possibly, or some kind of other ability in that. Whew. Yeah, putting them on your movement. Your abilities on the same hand as your movement. So I hate to rag on this, because I'm sure that there's a lot other stuff going on here. Like there's supposed to be this whole crafting, and like it looks like level progression and stuff is really interesting, and I'd like to see more about what they're doing there. But just fundamentally, you have lost me at the control scheme, and that's really problematic. Like, your control, if you are offering keyboard as a viable option for your player, you've got to make sure it actually works. That does not work. That does not work at all. Oof.
That's a big negative from you.
That is a real... I feel bad. It takes a lot. And they clearly put a ton into this game. Like, there's a lot going on. Looks like they've got narrative. They've got this whole like interesting like progression system. They've got all of this stuff going on that is good, and that control interface ruins the whole game for me anyway. Not to be overly dramatic, but that's how I feel about it. I mean, genuinely,
it's ruined.
It has ruined the game for me.
Worst ever made, but it's not to be negative.
Which I feel bad about that. You know, it's...
Yeah. I totally hear what you're saying, because we know as developers, we know that there was a lot of love and heart and playtesting and development, years worth of work going into it, and I'm sure it is still a good product, but could have some pretty good improvements gameplay wise or control wise.
Well, okay, at least there's this. It looks like you can reskill everything.
Yep, I didn't think of that. That's good.
However, there's not really any way to reconcile that.
You still have to have an extra finger.
You still. I mean, if I could have 2 hands on the keyboard and a 3rd hand on the mouse, you could make it work. But that doesn't really work. Speaking of, we can actually look at the controls for the gamepad. Move and aim, that's where we thought. Basic attack is R2. Special command is L2. Use skill 1, 2 is L1 and R1. So you're right, they're using all of those. And then you have...
And also
all the skills. Yeah. But again, on the controller, it's going to be way easier, because you'll be able to... where is it? It'll be way easier because you'll be able to... set up an aim in a direction and then use the ability in a more fluid motion, whereas you cannot move, like for instance right, and use the F key ability. Like, you just can't do it at the same time. You have to stop moving or start moving in a different direction and then use F. All right.
So I have one more if you want to check out. One more Vampire Survivors like, or Survivors like, or Bullet Hell like. Was that what you said?
Reverse bullet hell was what.
Reverse Bullet Hell like, yes. All right. So in the chat we have Frogbert and said that he's got one, and it is an early access called Gun King. And I'm taking a look at it right now. In fact, I'm going to put a link to it in the chat.
Okay.
And it looks pretty cool. The king is chess themed.
Ooh.
Take down hordes of chess pieces to survive and be crowned Gun King. First, choose from over 14 guns, then level up to mix and match a variety of upgrades to create your very own build. And it looks pretty cool. It looks much more, down to earth and more simplified, like Vampire Survivors. It looks really neat. I'm going to check it out.
Yeah. Hold on a second.
But I know your screens are probably not geared towards in OBS. It's not geared towards sharing something on your browser or something like that. All I see is hundreds of pawns in the demo video coming towards your Gun King. I loved it. Once you see it, I love the animation of your chess piece walking. He's got these little feet that move back and forth. It's hilarious. And it is in early access for $3.
You ready for this? You ready for this?
On screen right now.
We're playing on screen. All right, Frogbird, I hope you're ready for this. Here we go.
Ooh,
quick play.
Gotta
quick
look
play.
Oh, that's how you choose, but there's some locked. That's neat.
Okay.
See the animation of him walking? Isn't that hilarious?
Wait.
That's your test dummy. That's great.
Yes.
Okay, so you chose your weapon.
Okay. How do I?
Yeah, good.
What is
what's in the upper left? What is that? All the way up there.
money or up left?
Oh yeah. Never mind. It's just a tile.
Gun
Oh,
stats.
exit. I see. It's on the right. It's on the right.
There it is.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna recommend make this.
That's kind of hard to see.
Yeah. I'm gonna recommend make that a little bit more obvious. Big arrow, different coloration, that kind of a thing. Maybe.
Is it in the set?
Oh wait, there it is. Wait, start E. Here we go.
I also think, in his defense, I think our faces are there. I don't know if you could see our faces too in your screen.
Oh, I cannot. I see.
Okay.
All I see is the full game.
Ooh, it is. They are much faster than in Vampire Survivors.
Wowzers! This is hopping.
So you're controlling the aim, aren't you? I can
am.
tell.
Yep. But
Are you controlling when you fire?
yes, I'm controlling when I fire.
Okay.
All right. This looks like. But there aren't, at least so far, there aren't five keys around the wasn't to choose from.
That's true. It's true.
Burn enemies. I like burning enemies.
Wrong bishop.
Critical chance. I like critical chance. Threat. Just raw damage.
Knockback.
Ooh. Knockback.
Is that knockback only on the things you hit, or is that like a radius knockback? Looks like what you hit. Yeah, they knock back a lot. Wow.
I like the little spinning animation for reloading guns.
Oh, I didn't see that. No. I love it. That's great.
Yeah, that's pretty fun. Also, the shells falling. It's a nice little touch there.
Yes. Yeah.
Projectile speed and accuracy. Let's do projectile speed and accuracy. All right, another recommendation. I don't think you need the 3, 2, 1 after you do the selection.
Oh, did that put you back in the action? I was looking at the chat. I didn't see that. Well, I'll see in a second.
Oh, it's an option in the settings. Fantastic. Let's try it.
Oh.
Dude, applause for putting options in the settings. Applause. Upgrade countdown off. Fantastic.
Nice. Good job.
That is something that is missed so often. Damage level base +2, critical hit chance. I don't know. This one looks pretty tempting.
You do have a tree once you choose, right?
It looks like it. Yeah.
20 minutes till dawn does that too, and I think the one that Crafty Survivor, I think that had a tree as well.
So the whole shtick for Crafty Survivor was that you collect resources. That's what drops, and you use those to craft things or to upgrade your skills or create new blueprints for things. That seems to be what the shtick is there.
Got it. I love the knight jumping to get you.
Nice. Oh, and it has the whinny. Yes.
Oh, does it really? I
Yeah.
can't hear it.
It has a little whinny. Let me try to put this on there. Oops. What have I done?
That is really cool.
Oh. Is that better? Can you hear it now?
I can't hear it through Discord. I can hear it through the YouTube. I can hear it through YouTube just fine.
Oh, weird. Okay.
So don't worry about me. It's fine.
Critical hit chance. I wanted that one earlier, so I'm going to finally pick it. I like these guys with the TNT that blow up. That's the kind of thing that I was talking about earlier, though, with having the different kinds of enemies. So enemies that do a different kind of thing. Because then you can start using them. Like if you hit the dynamite guys, they'll blow up and blow up some of the other guys.
Damage other guys, yeah. And also, it's kind of... chess just lays it out for you on how you can do that enemy activity.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Now I'm curious to know if there's a black and a white version of enemies that come to you.
Pickup range. I might be able to use that pickup range. Not more knockback. Shoot an additional projectile. Ooh. Oh, there it is. Now we're getting real.
Nice. So how do you feel the progression is going with this?
I'm liking that so far.
Quick. It looks pretty quick.
This moves in general quite a bit faster.
Yes, I agree.
I don't mind the click to attack in this one as much as I did in the other one. I'm trying to identify what specifically it is.
Well, in Crafty Survivor, you had to get up close to your enemies. This one you can be at a distance and it's just shooting at a range.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That reload time makes a difference. That hesitation of being like, whoa, how'd I die?
Oh, I looked away for a second.
But yeah, no, that reload time gives that little extra like momentary pause in your ability to do damage. And I like it.
Yeah. 20 Minutes Till Dawn has that, and I kind of like that. They also have some buffs that go with your reload time. So you can get a buff that has a knockback when you reload, or an automatic damage in a certain radius when you reload, which I thought was a really nice touch. then it takes that very negative thing that most people will be like, oh, I can't stand it. You have to take time to reload and then try to use it as a strategy, which I thought that was a good move on them.
Oh, that's minus rate of fire. Oh, interesting.
Oh, do you get another buff with that minus?
Well, you get plus 25 reload speed, minus 5 rate of fire.
Minus 5 rate. So you have a choice. Is that worth it to you?
Oh, and I just noticed the double bullets reduces your damage. So more bullets, but each bullet does less damage. So here's a recommendation for you. I would make some kind of differentiation between the good effect and the bad effect.
Yeah, green or red.
I wouldn't do that.
But even that, I mean, you could, but it's something to go with it too.
Yeah, I would almost like put a background behind it. Like if you made like a red background or something, some way to like very visually distinct the two. It could be as simple as just making the text red. You could start with that. But yeah, some way to visually identify, oh, this is going to be a negative effect as opposed to a positive effect. Because I did miss that the first time around. Which, hey, that's just me not paying attention. But
yeah, but now you know forevermore.
Now I know forevermore.
And also, it's not like it's. I mean, I agree with what you're saying, but not noticing it the first time around is not going to be that detrimental to your gameplay.
Oh, sure. I'm just saying, like,
you're going to die in a couple minutes anyway and start over.
Yep. It's the kind of thing that it's a low-hanging fruit, right? It's something small that you can do that will just benefit you pretty quickly.
Little design choices. I like it. You're right.
I want to spawn a black hole.
I can't tell you how many times I've played chess and wanted to spawn a black hole. And it makes, oh, look at that. It sucks them in. So it stops them from moving.
Does it do any damage, or does it just gather them together?
I think it just stops them from moving, gathers them together. Well, this is really cool. I'm really glad Rogbert mentioned it in chat.
No, this is great. Thank you so much. Like this is a lot of fun.
Yep.
Projectile speed and accuracy goes up. I like that. Let's see that.
Just released it.
The horse is able to achieve escape velocity.
When jumping, probably.
When jumping, yes.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm doing better this time. I know, you gotta go.
Yeah, I do. But I am having fun. This is
cool.
Fun.
Yeah. See, thank you so much. Like being able to add stuff.
I'm on his website. It looks like he's somebody from the Shawnee group.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. I'm so glad because I know one thing. You and I have talked about this, Caleb, for these Let's Plays. We always want to do something local or something at least smaller in scope for
whenever we can. Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. So this was perfect. I'm so happy and excited about this. It's awesome. It looks like a lot of fun. I'm gonna get it.
Hey, everybody, this is rocking.
$2.99 early access. Why not? It's gonna set you back your cup of coffee.
Yeah. Half a cup of coffee, depending on where you get your coffee.
Right.
All right. Is there an option to turn off the screen shake?
Oh.
It's not bothering me like a ton. I'm just curious if there is. Nice. Thank you. Ooh, piercing. Summon a pawn to fight by your side. Let's do piercing.
I'm chatting with Frogbert in the chat, and he's going to be at Torg, the next Torg.
Oh, nice, nice, great.
And he was thinking about GDEX, but didn't have the funds for it, which is, I totally understand. There's a lot of time and expenses in order to do shows like that. But hit us up next time. Both Caleb and I were at the COGG booth for GDEX, and every once in a while we'll have like a video. We had a lot of the games that were done for the GDEX Jam showcasing. We also sometimes do a video of local games made by the group and by members. So, you know, if you can't make it, hit us up and we'll support you somehow. Check us out on, if you're not on the Discord already,
Like and subscribe.
Go to thecog.com and you'll find our Discord link. How do you like that, huh?
There
Tied
you
it
go.
in.
Yeah. Oh, did you get our Discord link in there?
Not in the chat.
You should drop it.
I can say
If you have a second to drop it.
Boom. I put our website in there. Go there. You'll see our Discord link. They have to have some intentionality. But yes, I do have to go, Caleb.
All right. Thanks, Scott. Always great to have you out.
Yeah. Are you going to end, or are you just going to keep playing?
I mean, I'm going to keep going until I die here, so.
Okay, all right. So everyone, you'll just see like a little black void in the lower right corner. It was so much fun, Caleb. Thank you.
It was
so
a
much.
lot of fun. Thank you for having it out.
This was a good selection of games too. I had a lot of fun, and it's always a lot of fun to talk about little games like this and little concepts like this, especially in the indie world. So, and I'm so happy that we found or that Frogbert reached out to us and talked about Gun King. So, I will talk to you guys later.
Good times. There's that burn enemies one again. Let's try burning enemies. Catch on fire. Myself a little buffer here. Oh, it's a countdown timer. I only need to make it 5 more minutes. Well, a lot can happen in 5 minutes. Oh, that's a new enemy type there. Is that a queen? Let's see here. 9%. Critical chance. Whew. I might take that knockback. Oh, the damage, though. 3% critical chance. Poison the target. Oh, that's interesting. Gotta come through and clean up. All right. Pickup range. XP is 1 and chance to heal. Oh. Okay. Whoa! I feel like that was more than 1% chance because I am now at full health. You might want to check your math on that one. Maybe it was, I mean, I just picked up a bunch of them though, so that's a pretty big roll. Wow. We're cooking with gas now. It's getting crazy. 30% knockback. More damage. More damage. Oh. Yeah, 5%. Yeah. I mean, if there's like 100 on the screen, you're guaranteed at least one, right? You could make it a finite number. So like every X number of coins or something, you get a health. Maybe. I don't know. That'd be something to play with. I don't really want to reduce my rate of fire, but that's a lot of damage. I like the knockback. Yeah, I'll take it. Oh. Oh boy. Am I starting to lose it? Ooh, it's a problem. I will say, oh yeah, this is I gotta break through. The thing, I lose track of my reticle sometimes. That one's a tricky one because, yeah, that one's tricky. Ooh, wow. Whew. 15% rate of fire plus magazine size increase? Yes. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is bonkers. I love it. Only 1 minute remaining. Less than 30 seconds away. I'm feeling pretty confident. Oh, that one's really fascinating. Turn enemy bodies into... With all of that knockback, yeah. That's great. Woo! I did it! I beat it. I survived 10 minutes. Woo! Robert, thank you so much for sharing. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Felt really good. And I like there's different like gun choices and things too. Like, yeah, this is fun. Please come by COGG and demo this. We have prototype and play on second Fridays. Yeah, we do those online sometimes, not always in person. We do in person once every 3 months or so. So I'd love to have you come out and share your game. This is a lot of fun. It really was a lot of fun. We always love to... Oh, how does online work exactly? Fantastic question. It's a little more tricky. I'll admit. Usually what we have tended towards is people showing their games and streaming them, and then people kind of ask questions about it. Some people have been more daring and have used services like Parsec to let people play the game remotely. With middling success. It's complicated. That's a complicated thing to achieve. But yeah, we've been doing down at the game arena at the Gateway, and that has been where we've been doing in person, and that's been a lot of fun too. So, but yeah, the online, usually people show it, but sometimes people can do it. Other times you could like have people buy your game and play it, and then chat with you about it. That can happen too. But anyway, we are getting wrapped up here. We're at our 2-hour mark. I had such a fun time with you all today. We were playing, that was Gun King, and from a community member, which is we always love supporting our community members and giving them a platform to share their games with other people. So super glad we could do that this time. We started out by playing Vampire Survivor today. We talked about the design. Let's see, I'm gonna turn that off. Make Mr. Scott disappear there. Yeah, so we talked about Vampire Survivor. It was a lot of fun. We talked about its design and things it was doing. We played another one, and we played a community game also based on a similar mechanic set. Super fun, really great. Just had a really good time, guys. I appreciate you all showing up and chatting and getting to learn from one another. We are a community that thrives when our community participates and helps one another through this crazy thing called game dev. It's just a lot of fun. So we're COGG, Central Ohio Game Dev Group. I'm Caleb. Scott was on earlier. You please join our Discord. If you're not, that's where a lot of the activity happens throughout the week. Great place to get connected and see all of our announcements. I believe our next thing coming up will be our Game Dev Meetup on probably this coming Saturday, the 26th, which will be a it's usually 1 to 4 or so presentations. If you're interested in doing a presentation, please get in touch. We have a form for that, and it's on our website. And just great to see you all, and we'll see you next time. Do let me know if you have any games that you would like us to play, or if you have any games you'd like us to analyze in terms of its design. That's what we're here for. It's what we love doing. So for now, I'm Caleb, and this is COGG, and we will catch you all next time. Cheers.